1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters gon' move, whatever click you choose.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. You're down! For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing on that intro, man. And if you want to get that song, it is available only on a 10-song EP that you can purchase directly from me. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com, Cash App, PayPal, or Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP. Also, man, go to my YouTube playlist or type in 16 to Life gas stations and you will find a lot of my music there. If you're new to the channel and you want to binge watch on some of my older stories, I got a lot of fights, a lot of DPs, prison riots, boop bop bop, boop bops, things like that, man. Type in my YouTube playlist, binge watch the best, and you're gonna find a lot of stuff there, man. Now, I ain't never done no a reaction to Compton Ricc. Like I told y'all before, man, me and Compton Ricc done some time together in Ironwood. So I'm gonna react to this video right here. Let's hop straight into it.
I be seeing dudes on here tell their stories, and I noticed that a lot of dudes never tell them stories where they took them losses. They never talk about the loss that they took when they.
Now, just real quick, man, y'all definitely be sure to go check out my boy Compton Ricc. If y'all don't know who he already is, subscribe to his channel. I got a few stories talking about my losses, man. One of the stories I think is called I Was Provoked, Then Choked by my cellie. The essays called Me Slipping. Sometimes You Take the L. I think I got one called I Was Jumped and Wanted Revenge. They definitely funny and hilarious stories, man. So y'all definitely be sure to go check them out, man.
It was, you know, in that squabble game or just a loss in general, a loss period. I'm gonna tell y'all a loss that I took in 2003. I believe it was 2003 or 2004 at Ironwood State Prison. It was me, the homie Big West from Bounty Hunters, the homie Payroll from Mona Park, the homie KC. Where KC was from? I think KC was out of LA somewhere. I can't think of which hood it was.
Now, like I told y'all before, me and Ricc done some time together, and around this time, I probably was there, man. The dude, KC, if he's talking about kind of a dude about 5'6", kind of stocky, light-skinned dude, older cat, KC was from 11 Trey Block.
But anyway, KC was an old dude that had them squabbles. He used to go to that punching bag and wear that bag out. He was one of them ugly dudes with the teeth missing in the front, but he was a cool dude. He was cool. We had a little circle. We worked in the kitchen in the back. Shout out to all the homies I just named that's still up in there, even though, you know, me and KC had an issue. That's still one of my homies, man. Still turned out to be a real OG. He was old. I was younger. I was probably, at this time, I had to be 23, 24. These dudes was well in their 40s at that time, almost 50 years old. Some of them, KC probably dead right now. That was almost 20 years ago, man. If he is, rest in peace, KC. Some of them dudes.
Oh, man. Hey, that's crazy, man. My boy Ricc just threw KC up in the grave, man. Actually, KC was a good partner of mine, man. We was in the same building, and we used to go out there and play that basketball together, man. So KC back then, KC was probably in his late 40s, man. So KC somewhere probably still alive and ticking, man. Get my boy up out the grave, Ricc. Don't do that to my boy, man.
Way older than me. When I was a young rider, man, I was a young rider, and I carried myself how I'm supposed to carry myself. Well, I remember one day, Jungle Joe from out of BPS, man.
Now, I hate to keep interrupting, man, but Jungle Joe, from Black Pea Stones. He was one of my first cellies, man, when I got to prison in Tehachapi. So shout out to Jungle Joe. And then also later on, me and Jungle Joe was at Ironwood, like he's talking. We was in the same building, man. So once again, shout out to Jungle Joe, man. Big West, all these cats, man. I know all these cats that he talking about, man. I just talked to Big West maybe about 2 or 3 months ago, man.
He used to make that liquor, used to make that wine, and Jungle Joe used to make the bombest wine on the yard at this time, man. That's until I learned how to make White Light myself. But anyway, man, I used to get the sugar from the kitchen because you need the sugar to make wine. For y'all that been to jail, if you know, you know. I would bring Jungle Joe the sugar, and Jungle Joe would give me a tumbler. A tumbler was probably about this size, 16 ounces of White Lightning, and that 16 ounces of White Lightning had you faded like you've been to the barbershop, man. Anyway, I'm going to work this day, man. I'm in the main kitchen, not the little kitchen that y'all see on movies that serve y'all the tray. The main kitchen is the big kitchen that makes all the food, and prepare all the food. I go to work this day, man. Me, the homie, also Snipe from Schoolyard. Me and Snipe from
That's another one. Me and Snipe was in the same building, man. Snipe from Schoolyard, my boy Popeye from Schoolyard. You know, hey man, this really taking me back, man.
Schoolyard, we was the biggest youngsters at that time, man. We was on swole, man. To be our age, we had nice signs on us. All we did was work out, push-ups, pull-ups, ran laps all day, burpees, all that, man. We did all that every day. So I remember it was count time, so they used to make us come to the front of the kitchen, and they used to do our count. They want to check our IDs, make sure that everybody that's supposed to be back there is back there. I'm faded, y'all. By this time, I done drunk that drink that Jungle Joe done gave me, and I'm buzzing for real, homie. And they used to make these cinnamon rolls. The cinnamon rolls is one of the best day in jail. Besides that breakfast where you get the sausage, man, you get the eggs, you get the potatoes, you get the pancakes. That was that Sunday. Y'all know what that? If you in jail, you know what that Sunday breakfast is like. But the cinnamon rolls was like a Thursday or Wednesday meal. And by you working in Central Kitchen, you get the main kitchen, you get the cinnamon rolls fresh. The ones that go to the yard, y'all get them a day late. They be all hard. They hard as this damn top of this cup when you get them. I tell KC, because he had brung a good one out. Looked like he bought it from Krispy Kremes, man. He brung this cinnamon roll out. I said, KC, go in there and give me one of them cinnamon rolls, right? He said, I got you, Rock, I got you. I tell the homie payroll, I'm trying to be slick. Hey, go in there and get me one of them payrolls. He like, I got you, Rock, I got you, Rock. Make a long story short, we go back in there, me and Snipe, I'm still faded, do my little push-ups. We used to take the little pan tops and curl the pan tops. I'm knocking on the door at this time because I realized KC ain't brung out the cinnamon roll. But I see them up in there, they eating them, whole mouth white as them, you know, like he been sniffing the whole plate of cocaine up in there. So I tell KC, I said, look, homie, I knock on the door. Hey, homie, what's up with the cinnamon roll, man? He said, Rock, I told you I'm going to bring you out one. I said, you bitch ass nigga, hurry up and go in there and get me one. I done disrespected this dude. Rule number 1.
Yeah, that's the worst. My boy Rock must have been tremendously faded, man, because that is the worst thing you can do right now. Like I told y'all, man, KC was my partner. KC was laid back, cool, calm, and collective, man. KC, he probably wouldn't go in for that, man. You know, at that point, you gotta fight at that point, man. That's just the ultimate disrespect.
Don't disrespect nobody if you're not about to take off on them. That's why a lot of y'all walking around here with your grill missing. A lot of y'all with the front teeth going, that your teeth gone when you was young, and your teeth didn't fell out from old age. Your teeth you got fired on, and you lost your front teeth. A lot of them dudes you see their teeth, they might have got fired on. So anyway, it's me, West from Bounty Hunters. I believe it was just me and West from Bounty Hunters. We were standing like in the front where they wash the dishes at. So KC come out, he come where I'm at, I'm on him. Bitch, man, that nigga. I'm talking about, man, this dude had to been at least, at this time, about 47, 48. Like I said, I'm 23, 24. And I kept me a pistol stashed in the back of the kitchen. I used to screw this little top and put my...
Now, dudes might be wondering, what the hell is Rock talking about? Rock is in jail. How the hell is Rock keeping him a pistol? Well, you know, that's what we used to refer to as our knives, man. We would, just the same thing we call them on the street. You know, go get the heat, go get the pistol, go get the cannon, whatever you might have called your pistol on the street. You caught your knife in prison.
My knife up there, right? Man, I didn't have my pistol on me this day. I didn't have my knife on me. And KC two-piece me. This the fastest I ever been fired on in my life. Boom, boom. Remind you, I'm off that liquor. I'm off that drink. The homie from Bounty Hunters looked at me. I look at the homie from Bounty Hunters. I look back at KC. Now KC, I'm not gonna say he wasn't no coward. He wasn't scary because he for sure fired on me, and I was a young rider. I'm talking about I was one of the one. One thing about me, we gonna if I got an issue with you, we gonna fade it out. I'm not turning down nothing. We gonna fade it out. I looked at the homie from Bounty Hunters. I said, man, did he just fire on me? The homie from Bounty Hunter just smirked. He said, yeah, Rock, he got you. He fired on you, homie. Now, I know I can't get down. I know I can't squabble at this point. So I just walk straight to the back, get up on the thing, grab my knife. I ain't said no words. I ain't did no yelling. I ain't did no hollering. I ain't made no scene. None of that. Because in my mind, I'm about to knock this dude. I'm about to blast him out his boots. I'm about to blast him out his boots. Because I knew that he knew that I knew he smelled that liquor on me. He knew I was faded. Because I ain't never had an issue with nobody in that kitchen except one dude. I tell that story another time. With two dudes, I tell them story another time. I go where KC was at. I walk to where he walked. I see him talking to the free staff, which is the police up in there. And he told them he had to leave work early that day because he wasn't feeling good. He knew I was going to get that pistol.
Oh, now that's crazy. He say my boy KC two-pieced him, boop, 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 then got up out of there, man. Hey, that's crazy, man.
So they walk KC out of there. He leave. I don't make it no big deal. I don't make no scene. I go back to my cell. By this time, it didn't hit the yard. Man, KC didn't fired on Rock. Now, can y'all imagine being that youngster that all the youngsters in the car look up to? And y'all be saying card. It ain't C-A-R-D. It's car. It's the car. Man, so
I be telling cats all the time, man, you got a lot of dudes who will say, I'm with the Compton card, or I'm with the gangster card, or the IE card. It's not card, like he said, man. It's car.
Going there to the cell, and I remember my homie from Watts. What homie from Watts was from, man? Damn, I can't think where he was from, man. But anyway, he say, Rock, man, they say KC fired on you in the kitchen. You want me whoop on him, homie? I looked at him like, man, you done lost your mind, homie. I told him, nah, don't worry about it. Don't even trip. That ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing. It's the homie. So this is probably on I think a Thursday or something like that, Wednesday or Thursday, whatever it was, homie. That same night, y'all remember when I told y'all about the Big U situation when you know, about losing your brother and your son and your father and all that stuff when you in jail? That night was the night that my brother died. So that night, I got called to the program office and they told me that my brother had passed away. I came back to the cell and I found out the news. So at first it was going around that Rock got fired on. To now it's, hey man, the homie brother got killed, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all holler at the homie and make sure the homie straight. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't cry that night. I didn't cry till probably about a year later. I was listening to Pac. How many brothers fell victims of the street? Rest in peace, young nigga. It's a heaven for a G. That's when I broke down. I think I might have shedded a few tears that night, but I didn't let it out till like a year later. Like really cried. So anyway, my mind not on KC no more. I'm not on him. But what I did was, I went to the yard the next day, ran my laps like I normally do, did my pull-ups like I normally do, did my push-ups like I normally do. I believe that same day was my Friday, so I didn't go back to work till 2 days later, just like on the streets, a regular job. I go through all that, trying to take in, and my brother passed away. I know I'm in prison. I got older homies on the yard that's telling me, Rock, you gotta block all that out. You can't be on the yard thinking like this, man. You gotta block that out. There's nothing you could do on them streets. Now, if dude happen to hit this yard, then you can handle your business. But as of right now, let it go. You still got a couple of years to go, man. You do not want to smoke your date, man. Get focused. I'm like, all right, cool.
And that's some good advice they gave you right there, because when you locked up and you happen to lose a loved one, it is an extremely frustrating situation. I was locked up and my father passed, Now, when you locked up in prison, depending on if you working or not, you can get 2 phone calls a day. If you're not working and you don't have a job, you A to B, you can only get 1 phone call a month. So they'll call you into the office. They'll have a chaplain in there. It might be a lieutenant or sergeant. They'll tell you, that someone in your family passed away, and you get to make a phone call right then and there. But keep in mind, you got the chaplain, you got the sergeant, lieutenant sitting around and stuff. You really can't have a private moment with your family or whoever you're talking to, right? And so now when you leave the office, and that phone call might last 5 minutes, when you leave the office, you go back to your unit, eventually your building, your dorm. And depending on what officer is working in the tower, you may not be able to get a phone call if he's not sympathetic to your situation. And so, you got all this stuff going on. You got people running around yelling, talking, and doing whatever they're doing. And now you are angry, you're upset, you're hurt, you can't let it out. Somebody may say something to you or do something that you wouldn't have tripped on previously. But due to all this frustration, you turn around and you just unleash on somebody. You get caught up in a situation. Now you look up and you done got more time.
Anyway, I'm punching on the bag. I'm taking all my aggression out on this punching bag. I used to hit the bag with the homie named Brick from Mona Park. Brick was a Mike Tyson looking dude, knock you smooth out. I got a story about that too. I'll talk about this stuff later on. I never really talked about a lot of these stories, right? Anyway, I get back to work. Holla at the homies. Normal program, not extra out, tripping to any of that. I done already kind of blocked this situation now with my brother out of my head. Now I'm back on penitentiary time, right? I go up in the kitchen and I, greet all the homies, and I see KC. I say, hey, homie, we got to get down, right? He like, yeah, Rock, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I know. I said, listen, we ain't gonna put no knife play up in it. We're gonna go to the back. We're gonna get down. We went to the back. I told the homies, y'all watch that side. I told Snipe from Schoolyard, you watch that side. And I went back there and I did my thing. I got the best of the stick this day. I got the best end of the situation. You know what I'm saying? Did what I had to do. I don't want to talk down on the homie, and me and him know what's going on, and who was there, they know what's going on. That was a victory I had that day, and we shook hands like real players, and we let that alone. But the moral of the story is, man, that was the day at 23 years old. I believe I was 23 or 24. That was the day that I learned, Rock, you can't be on his yard drunk. You can't be outside to sell faded off that liquor. You know what I'm saying? And you cannot be talking crazy to grown-ups. Grown man. It's a grown man that I'm talking to like he a kid. So when I see a lot of these dudes that be on the internet that be talking to grown dudes like they kids, I be thinking like, just because they look a certain way, or they might be shorter than you, or they might not be as bad as you think you are, that these dudes will still do something to you. And the crazy part about it now is these dudes got action at going to get their pistol. Just like I was going to get my knife, these dudes will go get their pistol.
And if you haven't already, y'all definitely be sure to go check out Compton Rick Rock's page, like, subscribe to the channel. He just took me back, man. A lot of them individuals, man, I did a lot of time with. I know quite well. Big West, we was in the same building. That's my boy from Bounty Hunter. Wimp from Farm Dog. We used to get out there and play basketball. Just a lot of these individuals, man. But anyway, y'all already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.